Good morning, everybody. Okay, thank you so much to every single one of you. And I'm trying to look you, every one of you, in the eye to thank you from the bottom of my heart for choosing this session, choosing the Marketing 2.0 conference to be in today, because you have a choice to be where you want to be any second you want to be in. And I really appreciate you actually showing up and being here with me. And I showed up many miles from here. I flew all the way from Los Angeles to be here with you guys. And I want to make sure the next 30 minutes is really worth your while because you guys showed up and I want to make sure you guys actually learned something. For me, education is very important. And marketing is very important in your business. But more so, and get my sentence coming up right now. More importantly than marketing in your business is marketing in yourself. So everything in marketing comes from you. Because if you are not able to connect with somebody else right away, they have already gone off thinking about something else. So you only have one opportunity every single time you meet a stranger to connect deeply with them in a way that you want to move forward with that relationship. Marketing is actually not my usual topic of keynotes. I fly all around the world and do lots of Zooms to do keynotes about elevator pitch and speaking. So marketing is kind of like that because marketing involves your elevator pitch. So what I'm going to do is pick on two people in the audience and actually make you tell me what you do and who you are. If there are any volunteers who want to actually do this challenge, because I can give you tips right away, I like this to be more interactive because marketing is about exchanging energies, is about telling people what you do, and right now you have an opportunity to tell this group and streamers and who are watching. By the way, hello, thank you for checking in and streaming, watching this conference and watching this session. Anybody who wants to volunteer to tell me what they do? Yes, in the front here. Just shout it out. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to critique you in a quick second, okay? Anybody else who want to take this challenge? Go ahead. Yep. Oh, thank you. He's going to get a mic.
Hi, I'm Nahid Hassan. I help real business owner or real entrepreneur to get more sales and traffic for their business.
Beautiful. Okay. If you guys heard the first lady here in the front, her name is Angela. I actually know her. Her answer was more about giving you her title, what she does, and her job description per se in a very short time. The second gentleman over here actually gave you what he does to help people, right? So when you answer a question, when you meet people, we're going to do this every single day, all day, right? Especially in a conference like this. People are going to ask you, oh, what do you do? Why are you here? Giving you those very open-ended questions for you to lead into marketing yourself, which is going into your elevator pitch. So if you actually go into it without using your titles, without saying, okay, if this is the very normal way for me to answer that question, a cookie cutter way per se, is, hi, my name is Didi Wong. I'm living in Los Angeles. I'm from Hong Kong. I am an international award-winning speaker. I am a coach. I'm a TV producer, film producer. I'm an angel investor, blah, 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 blah. I can go on and on about my titles. But wouldn't it be so much more interesting and connect to somebody heart to heart if I can tell you more about who I am, not my titles, not my credentials, but connect with you on a human level? What I do to help people, right? So if I were to change that up and give you an example of how I would like to hear it from other people, and of course this is opinionated. Marketing is all perspective, opinions, so nothing is wrong and nothing is right. It depends on how you actually connect with that person. Are you vibing on the same frequency as them? If they like you, they're going to be vibing at the same frequency. And I'm sorry if it might be woo-woo, I don't know, maybe in Dubai we don't talk about frequencies, but in entrepreneurship, you need to know that is an energy. So if I were to answer that question, Didi, what do you do? I would say, do you know that actually 93% of entrepreneurs fail in the first 18 months? Most people fail in the first 18 months of their first business or in their business in general. They decide to leave their paycheck to paycheck job and decide to go into business, become an entrepreneur, and actually, do something and achieve their dreams. But isn't it such a high number, 93%, that actually fail and actually lose money, waste their time, feel lost, feel like they're a failure, and go right back to a paycheck-to-paycheck job? Well, I am a business coach, and I actually help people not waste time, not waste money. I actually have all the connections, resources needed, and I help my clients to actually double their money in half the time. So that would be so much more, but then that would be very business-like, right? That would be an answer that is very more, like if it's in a setting that calls for that. But actually, if you actually meet me today at some point, and I actually engage in a conversation with you, I would actually just tell you, look, I live in Los Angeles, I'm a mother of 4, I have a loving husband of 19 years, and I'm just here in Dubai enjoying myself, and I happen to be speaking at a conference because I don't need to go into all of that. I need to just connect with you on a human level. So please keep that in your minds when you connect with other people today, because marketing is all about who you are at your heart level before you go out there telling them what you can do, what services you provide, blah, 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 blah. So that is just I just wanted to intro with that because that's usually what I talk about. But what I did was to design an absolute brand new speech that I'm very excited to share with you today. And it's about, I was thinking about what can I give to the Dubai audience. People talk about marketing, is how many people you have following you and who do you know, who do you have in your network. Yes, that is very, very important. But I want to flip the switch. I want to flip the switch and actually tell you that it's not just who you know, but it's who knows you. Because at a time where you climb up the ladder in your business and you get to become known and you get to become more and more successful, you don't have the time to connect people. Like, I'm going to text somebody to see if they can do this. Blah, blah. You can actually be responding to people because people know you and they're already connecting with you through email, through text. They want your time rather than you want their time. So I wanted you to really think about that. Where are you at right now in your life? And are you doing enough for people to get to know you? Okay? So I am starting to click my... So let's start from the very beginning. It's a very good place to start. Everybody needs to know the definition of marketing. And I thought, hey, why don't I just get the dictionary and read you what it's described in the definition of marketing. The activity or business of promoting and selling products or services, including market research and advertising. So every single opportunity you have to connect with someone, you're doing marketing. Okay, that's pretty easy to understand. Relationship capital versus financial capital. I think throughout my first 10 minutes or so I've been on stage, you kind of have an idea of what is important to me. And why have I become this successful is truly because I have built a very strong network. However much money I have, or the richest of the rich, even if you make so much money, if you don't know a right person or right people to connect with to spend that money in the right places, financial capital is not king. Relationship capital is king. Because if you know the next person and you don't have the money, but they like you, they want to help you, you're going to go further, right? So hopefully that really gets into your heart and understand that building your relationship capital, making sure that you actually connect to people and follow up with people, as well as keep in touch with people, it's very important. Okay, so I just kind of created this because out of my own experience of how I've built my success, I thought, hey, there's 3 categories of influence, right? There's neutral, there's credible, and an influencer. So every category has its own scale of 1 to 10. I want you to assess that for yourself. Where are you at? And in that category of credibility, credible, or influencer, from a scale from 1 to 10, where are you at? Because you're always, you can always grow. You can always get higher and higher in that number. Even for me, I'm working hard at being an influencer. I'm working hard at getting to that 10 level. So neutral, very easy to understand. You don't know anybody of influence, and nobody of influence knows you. You have spent no money on PR, social media, or marketing. You are just starting out in your industry that you are in. You have not attended any conferences, seminars, workshops, meetups, or online Zoom networking opportunities. And by the way, none of you are in this category. Isn't that good? Because I'm on stage right now, and I am a person of influence. And you have the opportunity to actually connect with me after the conference. And that is what you're here for. You want to come here to meet people of influence, people who can actually take you to the next level. And don't be shy. You come here, you show up. Don't just show up, learn, and then walk back into your office or home and just like, okay, I did that, and not follow up with people that you've met. You really want to take the whole of next week, actually, to connect with people you've met here and just say, it was so nice meeting you. When can we have a second conversation? You know, that leads into something. So don't forget the follow-up. Okay, the second one is credible. You are starting to know more people of influence because you have read more about the top leaders in your field. You know them by name and then by face. You have invested a little bit in PR, social media, and marketing. You have appeared. Now, this is obviously pertaining to America because I did all the American TV channels. But obviously, you guys in Dubai or anywhere you come from, you have your local channels that you know. So please, put that in place. Your local TV, been interviewed with people who have their own TV shows. Some people here have their own podcasts. Some people here have their own TV shows. So connect with them to see if you can be their guests. And obviously streaming shows, and you have been on multiple podcast blogs and become a best-selling author. Now, best-selling author part is very important because it's really what in America we call a glorified business card. So you really want, even if it's one chapter co-writing with other people, it's still really credits you as a best-selling author. So that's something to think about. You have made lots of effort to attend networking events, conferences, seminars, meetups, online groups, and you have really grown your list to about 5,000 plus. These are people who you know you can contact. So this is the part where it is who you know. So if you know and you have people in your list, keep in touch with them, write them newsletters, write them what's going on in your life, and write them what opportunities you're engaging with that you can include them. And then lastly, you are still building your social media followers around 5,000 to 9,999 followers. So that is a place where you're pretty good if you are in the credible category. You're really making a mark on the world, people starting to get to know you, and you're starting to get to know people who like what you're saying and enjoy your philosophies and your vibe, and they want to follow you. And then the last but not least, of course, is the influencer category. You have become a person of influence where people know you by your face and your name and what you are known for. Now, of course, I said earlier, as a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being that, yes, you're known in your community. So perhaps you have just won an award within your company. In your company, everybody in your company respects you and really like you and look up to you. Now that is probably on a 1-2 level of an influencer because you're influencing people that you're hanging out with daily. Then there's more as you go out into the world with social media. People are actually DMing you. People are actually writing to you and asking you to take your time. So you're starting to grow your fame, I guess. I don't like using that word, but your fame, well-knownness. You have become someone people think of when they think of your expertise or your product. So as I say all of this, I really want to explain to you how I built my life and my success and my career in just the last 6 years. 6 years ago, I had my last 2 babies. I am a mother of 4. And my twins, they're now 6. So at the age of 8 months, when I decided, okay, I think I'm done with having any more babies, and I actually finished breastfeeding them, and I'm like, okay, I'm done. I don't need to be at home all the time anymore. I really had an intuition, had a gut feeling that I want to get back out into the world. But at that time, I didn't know what I would do. I did have a yoga clothing in fashion, a yoga clothing brand in fashion, but I was kind of part-timing it. I really wasn't putting my heart into it, and I was really bored of doing inventory. Extra small, small, medium, large. Extra small is not small enough to Asia. Extra large wasn't small enough for America. I was like so done with it, right? So I had my 40th birthday 6 years ago, so I'm 46. And I asked a bunch of friends to come over and write one word to describe me on a rock, so that I put them all in a vase, and in days that I feel sad or miserable, I could look at those rocks and actually remind myself that I have friends who love me. And so they wrote different words, and one was get S-H-I-T done. He used 3 words. And I was like, okay, well, you know what? That has to be one of my fortes, because I truly am very good at getting stuff done, and being a mother of 4, you know, I have it all organized. I can time the baby's feedings right and change diapers and still make a mark on my older children and be able to connect with my husband. So I'm good at that. So what I want to say is, think about what you are good at. What are you naturally good at? And market the hell out of that. So for me, it's like, okay, I went back out to the conferences just like you are right now, sitting in front of a speaker. I went to many, many conferences, and I picked the speakers that I really liked. I start really looking at who out there is speaking and coaching and doing the stuff that I would really see myself doing. So the next step was to hire a mentor, to go to a speaker after they spoke and just say, hey, I really would love for you to be my mentor, which I found my mentor. So then within that time, I paid for this mentor to help me do sessions and stuff like that. And because of his belief in me, he was able to refer me out to do different things, from being in a movie, that actually I'm in a movie called Impact, which is a documentary that chronicles my speaking career. And really, it was only done in about 5 months or so, the movie. And you will see me extremely green on stage, which just meant that I couldn't even say the word motivational, to all the way 5 months later, I was stepping on the United Nations stage in front of thought leaders, and I was extremely scared, but I did a phenomenal speech. So you'll see that in the movie, and it won us a lot of different awards. But that was really building confidence. So what I want you to think about is, I'm telling you these stories, you know, it's really through storytelling, like Wilson said earlier, that people will get to know you and trust you and actually listen to your words and take your words away to do something great with it. Because you're not just sitting in a seat and like, okay, I like her, she's great. But I want you to take my words seriously, because I want you guys to be able to do something for yourself that is so amazing. Think outside the box, think so big. Like, I have thought so big, and I'm going to continue to share that with you as I continue this speech. And I was just checking on my time. If I could know how long I have left, that would be great. And then to continue this, as I continue my stories in between, people have started contacting you to be on the podcast. You must go out there and have your voice known if you want to be known. Thank you. Your list have grown to include some big names, and if you reach out to them, they would actually answer you. And I put that in on purpose, because sometimes you say, I know somebody. People say, oh, I know that person. But do they really know you back? Like, if you wrote them a text, or if you wrote them an email, or if you DM'd them from LinkedIn, or do they actually write back to you? Your followers have exceeded 10,000, and an industry calls you a micro-influencer. You have great testimonials, but most importantly, do people trust you? And have you shown that you have brought results? Be it a connection that changed someone's life, a connection that made a huge profit for someone else, or a connection that made a huge impact on someone else's life. Because that is what I did for other people, and that is what you guys, if you are in marketing, you're doing for your clients, you're doing for your clients who are companies or products, and you are ultimately doing for yourself. Because it's in other people's success that you ultimately feel fulfilled. Because money cannot buy that fulfillment of your soul, right? So yes, who are you to the world? All of these things, if you want to take a picture of this slide, check for yourself as homework. I love giving homework because I'm Chinese. But take a picture of this and actually answer the questions for yourself. Do you have all these things all together? Or have you done all of these things for your clients if you are a marketing agency, right? So I won't go through that because I only have 5 more minutes. So I wanted to really take the speech to make it fun. I like fun. I like having fun. And so in everything I tell you, yes, it's very serious, and yes, marketing is a huge topic in business, but it's in visuals, right? Like Wilson said earlier again, like videos, pictures is where people light up, because picture, what is that saying? A picture means a thousand words, something like that. Anyway, so it's in a picture, and the feeling that you get from a picture that's going to make you probably remember my speech. So I thought, hey, wouldn't it be so fun? Because I live in Hollywood. I live in Los Angeles. I am a TV and movie producer. I get to meet a lot of amazing people around the world by speaking. And just to share with you, really only in 6 years that I've embarked on a new career and still running a show at home with the 4 kids under the age of 11, that I'm able to achieve that with all that I've got going on. So you can achieve that for yourself, and you can achieve that for your clients who are paying you to do so, right? So in my fun life, I've met people like Ellen DeGeneres. Some of you, I don't know, hopefully you guys will know all these famous people from America. Paula Abdul and Mario Lopez, who's one of the biggest hosts in America. Robert Kiyosaki, does anybody know him from, Rich Dad, Poor Dad? I did a documentary with him that won the Telly Award recently, so you can watch that on Amazon Prime. It's called In Case You Didn't Know, with Nick Nanton, featuring Robert Kiyosaki. And he tells you his story about how he became a real estate mogul. And then I thought I'd put Naveen in there, since I know there's a huge India community in Dubai. Because Naveen Jain, Jain is his last name, he's a huge tech mogul. And he used to own InfoSpace and, really helped a lot of people in the tech space. Got to meet him. And the guy in the middle is my mentor. So he was the one truly who helped me, like I've helped some of you in this room. And I felt like I just want to be Dave Meltzer, Didi Wong to my clients. And I want to pay it forward. So he was a huge influence on me. Obviously, you guys know Tony Robbins on the right, on the bottom right. And then on the top is Derek Brooks. He's a Super Bowl champion, big name in football. And then this lady here on the left was the last time I came to Dubai. She's the Princess of Norway. She's actually the daughter of the current queen. So, I am meeting people in influence, but I don't treat them as if they are weird or they are, high up on the pedestal. If you just treat each one of these people, including all the people I'm showing you, that you are just who you are, and you have confidence, you build your own confidence, inner self-confidence, you can actually connect with anybody in the world. So during pandemic, obviously, we're on the Zoom all the time. I got to actually speak in Andrea Bocelli's foundation New Year's Eve party. So that was really cool for me, because I did not go out there to find this. They actually found me on Instagram. So it's good if you know you're building your Instagram really well and you are truly representing who you are in your pictures and your videos and your lives, then people will connect with you and actually want to find you out. On the left is Lamborghini. I got to meet him in Italy. The Lamborghini, he's the son of the one who's dead. So he's Lamborghini currently. And on the right is Salvador Ferragamo. We actually got to live in his estates in Florence. So I got to meet him and his fashion store and all of that. That was so fun. And this was me when I got to speak in United Nations. And my name in lights, I was in the Times Square TV show. So, you know, it's funny because as I was putting this slide together, I was like, oh my gosh, part of me is so humble and so, not about the showing part, like all these pictures and all these famous people. But the other part of me is like, you know what, I need to own it. I need to own it because this is what I have lived and this is what I've built and this is what I'm trying to teach you, that you need to be confident enough, that's not boastful, that you're confident that you can actually go out there and tell people what you do. And so winning awards is really great because like Marketing 2.0, they are actually recognizing you for what you're doing in your field. So really treat your award today in your recognition, really like feel it, is what I'm trying to say. Like, be grateful for it. When you come up here and get that plaque, be really like, wow, somebody in this world who don't know me, nominated me, or who don't know me, is actually making this beautiful plaque and giving it to me. So use that. Don't just put it away and hide it in a shelf. Put it on your wall. Take a picture and show the world that this is what you're getting today. So these are all my Lifetime Achievement Awards. These are my TV show awards. And I got the Women's Economic Forum Woman of the Decade Award, which really was the award that changed my life. And then I got to meet the Pope last May. And I'm working with him on his foundation. Now, through all of my success, I'm at the point where I'm now doing a lot more philanthropy. And working with the Pope was really one of the most, it gives me goosebumps just talking about it. I get to meet him every year and actually do something for his foundation, which will help the youth and the children. So this was really a special moment for me, and he gave us a blessing on the bottom right. We were in Rome, Italy. Oh, it's so amazing when I see these pictures. And then just a month ago, my husband and I were actually knighted. That was a very special moment. Some of my friends, actually Amy here, was there with me. And, when you get knighted and, I got to go home and have my quiet moment, like you will have after you get this award today. And just really think about, wow, this is something that I should really be grateful for in my life. And so now that's why I'm called Lady Didi Wong or Dame Didi Wong, whatever you want to call me. And then just last weekend, I was in D.C. hanging out with the next king of Ethiopia, and they gave me a victory award. So all of this is through my speaking, through my coaching, through my just journeys into connecting with people, going right back to the very beginning of my speech. I am just connecting with people on a deeper level. I'm not connecting with people trying to sell. I'm not connecting with people trying to get them to be my client. I'm connecting with people to get them to be my friend. And so when they are my friend and we exchange family, talk and, travel talk and really connect, look into people's eyes. I tell this to 5th graders, 10-year-olds, 8-year-olds. I'm like, the first thing is to look in people's eye, to see their soul, and to connect with them deeply and be real. That's when you get to a point where I'm going to last 2 slides, by the way. Thank you so much for the time. This is my next event in Switzerland. I get to sit next to Swati Mandela to speak, which I'm just so excited about. She is the granddaughter who has carried on the legacy for Nelson Mandela. I'm going to be speaking next to her. I just thought I'd share this because, hey, you might want to fly to Switzerland and watch me in June. And last but not least, connect with me. Most important, actually, out of everything I've said, is take this opportunity. I'm opening up my arms. I'm opening up my Rolodex and my phones and my emails to you. Like, if you enjoyed and you really connected with my frequency today, connect with me. Introduce yourself to me so that I can get to know you, because it's not just who you know, it's who knows you. Thank you so much.